video continues our discussion on the OnSearchPartFilterCompute event handler, and we're talking about a SQL grid right now, and we're discussing the parameters underbar search part property that gets passed into the event handler. So you can see here that the last name one argument has a data type of C and a value of %L%, which of course are the wildcard characters for a SQL search, and the company one parameter has a value of %L%, and it too is a character value. Now in my event handler I'm free to change either of these two properties here, and whatever value I set in the event handler will be the actual values that Alpha 5 uses when it goes ahead and executes the search. So let's I'm going to just copy this here to the clipboard and run it. And now let's go back here to my event handler, and what I'm going to go do over here is I'm going to go and set those values. So I'm going to go here and say equals and I'm going to change it to M. So regardless, no matter what the user submits, we're going to be searching for last name contains M or company contains M. So I'm going to go ahead now and save this and go to my working preview, and I'll type in L and L, hit the search button over there. So you can see that currently parameters underbar search part contains wildcard searches for an L. We go ahead now and change that to be an M, and then go ahead and run, and then examine our result, and we've made a mistake. So let's go ahead now and fix that. So let's fix that up now, and the error that we got was that the search referenced a parameter that was not defined, and the reason that we got that error was that the search was on first name and last name, but we hadn't defined those parameters. So now we've gone and fixed that. Let's go ahead now and go to first name and type in L and L, and then click the search button. So you can see that currently parameters underbar search part is setting the first name parameter, first name 1 to L and to %L%, and last name 1 to %L%. But then after we execute this line of code here, we've now changed it to be M's, and then let's go ahead now and run. And you can see now we're finding basically records that contain M in either the first name or the last name field. So in this case here, we've basically gone and hard-coded a search to do a specific search regardless of what values the user entered by modifying the value of the search part parameter. So in the case of a SQL search, you're going to typically need to modify two parameters: the search the filter, which is the actual filter, the where clause, and also the parameters, which are the values of the arguments that are referenced in the search part. Now you don't have to use arguments in your filter. I could easily just go here and say e.rtc.filter underbar search part equals, and then first name like percent, say H. So in this case here, I've basically explicitly set the where clause to not use arguments, and so therefore the value that's in the parameters property is